right back from yesterday still says 2:45 on it. I don't really mean 2:45 this time. It's probably going to be closer to 2:50 or 2:55 because it'll take me 20-25 minutes to make my lunch. Yep. What I'm going to do just before I go, though, is I'm going to go back to the video that we just posted. Oops, for some reason it says 7 seconds. That doesn't make any sense. 2 hours ago, yeah. So I'm going to go back to the VOD that we just had. I'm going to throw that one on my YouTube real fast. And then we're going to make a highlight of that bug, which I think I wrote down was 211 to 226. And just after I do that, I'm going to take the break to go get my food. Or maybe I'll do it when I come back and I'm eating my lunch. Anyway, just going to pause everything for now. I think if I go back to the stream that it should show me with my little be right back message. Yeah, it does. Okay, so please be patient, everyone, if you're still here. If you want to take a break yourself, I mean, now's probably a pretty good time to do it. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. I had to get something to eat there. I was getting quite famished. We're not going to start the stream, or I'm not going to start playing again right away. I do want to highlight that last little bit there. That last little part of combat where we saw that crazy bug. I think it was in the last few minutes. You know what? Never mind. I'll do that another time. That's something I can definitely do on my own and not while everyone is waiting for me. So I'm just going to bring up the stream chat again. I am going to try this fight against the Banes one more time. I think we got really close. We were lucky as well in a couple of ways. But I don't think it's quite ready to call it quits on this yet. Not quite yet. Excuse my chewing if you can hear my chewing. Alright, so I think what we were going to do, both of these are 2 minutes. Do we have any 5-minute things we can throw on that might help us? Oh, we have another Vagrant's Chaw. We have another Vagrant's Chaw. And a Bane's Essence. Vagrant's Chaw really helped us on the pack downstairs. When we used Vagrant's Chaw on the pack downstairs, it was cautiously. Almost as though like they couldn't really even break our tank. Just trying to figure out which one's more important, the +8 armor or the +50% healing. I think Vagrant's Chaw is more important, so I'm going to use Bane's Essence first. Wait 15 more seconds here. Use the Vagrant's Chaw and then reveal ourselves to start combat. And something else I wanted to look at was the Ardent Ward. Friendly AoE, -75% all damage taken for 8 seconds. How that rolls into our buffs. We can see it here as passive. But is it going to have like an 8 seconds duration buff when we start? Anyway. So there we go. Combat starts. Double check the buffs. It doesn't appear to have one. I think that's just how it works. Anyway, let's make this a reasonable size and start running backwards.
Heads up, we have come.
I think that big exploding thing was the Ardent Ward. Yeah, look at that. Activates Ardent Ward. And now I have -75% all damage taken for 7 seconds. So that's pretty cool. Because I reloaded the chat, I can't see exactly who suggested that earlier. I think it was Dio something, wasn't it? Dio Gambler. So yeah, you were definitely right on about that one. As soon as I get engaged, I'll pause. And we'll shield assault to start. Now, can the other NPCs walk in around here? I think I might just literally chill for a second. I'm more likely to hit all 5 with a drain strength right here than I am at this position back here. Huh. I think I should apply my vital body right away. Looks like the wisp is coming in, so let's just back up. Sunder him, and then we'll try and get a drain strength off on as many as we can. Looks like we can only hit 3 right now. Maybe I'll wait 1 more second. I got frightened. Taking a lot of damage here, but my vital body is ticking for 15 HPs right now. Frightened certainly seems to increase my recovery. I mean, it's either Bolt of Corruption or it's Frightened. Just one of these seems to make my recovery take so much longer. And look, I got Frightened again. I guess what it does is it interrupts. Gonna use a numbing agent, I guess. And drain, finally. Oh, shit. I did not even see that dervish. Should I back? Are they both hitting me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they both dervish have both hit me. I mean, I'm not that bad off for health.
Can't do that.
It would have been better if I hadn't have been hit by that.
I got it.
But I was, so
Sorry. Can't.
Restoring Touch crit. I'm going to use the Staggering Burn. Well done. Sorry for my sniffles too. Ah, look at this. We got that Restoring Touch bug, right? I clicked to start my auto and then interrupted it, but it was definitely doing Restoring Touch. Okay, he's dervishing. Now I'm gonna back up.
On it. Right.
I guess I'm gonna Restoring and use a small potion.
I got.
Okay, the small potion crit. No, it didn't crit. I just have a lot of health. I just have a lot of health. I keep thinking that it crit, but I'm forgetting that my health with that Chaw is enormous right now, and I also get plus 50% healing. So instead of doing 35, I think it's doing 42.5. Something like that. Maybe it obviously isn't. Look at that. I got interrupted, and it's trying to do Restoring Touch again. Well, I'm not going to let it.
Right. I got it.
Oh wow, okay. Come on. Give it to me. Alright, it went off. I know I don't want to do that. Let's do this.
Right.
I had to admit I was scared there. You could see me panicking, right? Zuber says, is it after the fight in the Silent Archives? Yes, it is. I've cleared out the Silent Archive already. I cleared out the pack of Banes that are down here that you can't see right now from the... Am I in the first floor or the second floor? No, I'm in the basement, yeah. So I cleared the ones that are up here somewheres. Christ, I'm a little bit turned around. Where's my map at? Yeah, so on the upper floor down here, there's another Bane fight. We already cleared that. We did clear the Silent Archive. We picked it up. We've got it in our quest. But I wanted to come back and try this fight again, because I learned some things, I think, in the first Bane fight that would be very helpful here. Like the fact that you can 100% negate the Scourge's Dervish ability just with positioning. You can just back out when he uses it.
I got it.
Alright, now last time I ended up fighting both wisps at once because one walked around the other. We're just moving up right here to block from him. Vagrant's Trawl almost gone. Now these wisps do a lot of damage. In fact, in some ways they do more damage than the Scourges do.
Right.
But I can blind the wisps, so as soon as my thrust is off cooldown, we'll be looking pretty good here. Leveled up control life again. Looks like we're going to hit 17 pretty soon. Yeah, let's get a thrust up. So now he's blinded.
Will do.
Alright, I'm gonna cancel the shield assault. I want to drain strength. And then we'll follow up with one. There, I just leveled. I'm gonna put one more into quickness. And I'm gonna take Blade Wall.
Something every day. On it. Will do.
I think I'm just gonna auto.
Can't do that.
No, actually, let's heal.
Will do. Will do.
And this next wisp, I'm pretty low on health. I'm pretty far from, yeah, so I'm gonna drink a healing potion. I'm gonna shield assault him,
Will do.
but then after the shield assault, we're gonna vital body again. No, let's just keep autoing. We're full health. We do have increased damage when they're stunned now. Alright, I'm gonna Warrior's Respite. Gonna Vital Body. And Restoring Touch. Give me your damage right now. Zubra asks, what consumables are you using right now? I ate every piece of food that I had, so, but I'm missing grain. So I was plus to wits, plus to quickness, plus to might, plus to finesse, plus to resolve, but I'm missing a free point of vitality from grain. At the start of the fight, I popped Bane's Essence for the arcane armor bonus, and I popped Vagrant's Chaw, which is a very powerful 2-minute consumable that adds plus 4 vitality and plus 50% healing. And then during the combat, I've got Numbing Agent and Staggering Burn, both 2-minute crit poisons. I don't think I have either of them applied right now. So I guess maybe I can start throwing some of that stuff on. Staggering Burn, of course, adds a 40 damage dot. It says 40 corrode damage after 30 seconds, not over 30 seconds. But anyway, and this one is just, it's minus 30% damage and minus 20 parry for 30 seconds. The parry doesn't really matter during these versus these Banes, as they're as it appears when I attack them, like their parries is really low anyway. But it's not, it doesn't not help us. The minus 30% damage though is pretty fucking strong.
Will do. Will do.
You know, I didn't use this yet, and I should. Every time that I use it, it levels up a little bit, and you can only use it once per combat. Let's pop my other poison. You think, let's just double check which one I used. Staggering Burn, so yeah, let's use Numbing Agent. And heal ourselves, I guess, in the next action. Jiplov asks, is it Path of the Damned difficulty? Yes, it is. I don't 100% know how if I can even show you that. Can't change difficulty. Yeah, here we go. Path of the Damned. So it's not Trial of Iron, it's not Expert. I do plan doing a Triple Crown solo attempt later. But I haven't beat the game yet, not even once. So this is actually a blind play as well. Alright. Now it's just me and you, Malice. It's just me and you.
On it. On it.
That stun's coming out, so I'm going to Sunder him. I'm interested to see if Malices can be affected by Blind. It grazed, so I don't know yet. I'm so certain that he can't be knocked prone, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm pretty sure that all of the malices... Oh, let's cancel that for a sec. Let's put Vital Body back on. Aura of Malice removes friendly effect. Oh, holy shit, he's eating my buffs right now, and he's eating... He's gonna eat Vital Body. Yeah, he just did. That's interesting. Alright. He ate all my poisons. So I guess I'm just gonna heal with consumables and just keep on whittling him down.
Will do.
I think this purple aura here is the Aura of Malice. He can be blinded. That's good to know. The Aura of Malice also does damage to me. Let's just confirm that he can't be knocked prone. Oh, thanks for the follow. Apparently my follow thing isn't working properly right now because I don't see it popping up on the chat. But the bot says Jutbluff, thanks for following. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Now it says just for following. I didn't have my OBS front and center, that's why I didn't see it on time. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, man, because I really enjoy playing this game too. I know that I'm knocking down right now, but I'm actually going to cancel my action and restoring touch myself. I'm also going to speed combat up here because I kind of feel like we've got it on lockdown. Okay, so malices are immune to prone. That was a big one. Let's have a healing potion. And then we'll drag this one up.
Will do.
We're almost through now.
On it.
I think this is it. Nice. So I gained renown because I killed a foe with a critical hit, and I gained renown because I defeated a powerful enemy. I annihilated the malice. So we done did it.
On it.
And for some reason I feel like that banner of renown helped a great deal as well. Nice. Look at this. So much more Bane essence.
Sorry, can't.
And we get to loot these bodies. That's going to be interesting to see what they have. And we are now finished. We are finished with the burning library. Alright, so those suck. What's in here? I forgot about this trap. And a duty missive. Oh, I read this last time. I remember that now. Okay, so I guess we just zone out of here. I'm pretty happy that I kept my +5 skills from resting on top of my spire. I can't think of anything else I want to do in the Burning Library. So I'm going to go to Ashweald now to meet again with Bled and Mark. I might be taking the long way out, I might not. Let's speed it up anyway and eat some more of my lunch that I worked so hard to make. Bon appetit. Thank you, Juplov. It's just something to take the edge off and keep the wolves away. So someone in chat a few days ago said that when they finished their playthrough of
Sorry,
Tyranny
can't.
with a party, they were around level 22. And I'm level 17 now. And we're not even through Act 2 yet. I don't even know how far we are into Act 2. Still super curious about what's going on up here. I don't know any way to access it. Hold on for a sec. Like, when I exited the area with the Silent Archive, this is where we walked out, right? Not here? Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Anyway, let's go back to Ashweald and let's talk to Bled and Mark. Juplov says, I did the game at and ended at level 20, the 23rd level. DuFN says, I'm at the same spot with the group and my party's level 13. Yeah, so I'm quite a bit higher, I guess, than most people would be after otherwise. Just before we talk to Bled and Mark, I want to discuss an achievement that I saw the other day. Where is it? It looked like 4 skulls. Here it is. How the Mighty Have Fallen. Defeat each of the Archons in a single playthrough of the game. And I think I want to do that. So let's hard save for a second. If I get the chance, I'm gonna kill him. We'll see what he says. Alright, my lunch is done. The shadows before you twist and flare, fusing sharply in the form of Bled and Mark. The Archon of Shadows glides smoothly into his new surroundings.
You're not dead yet. Good. Keep this up, as I've no interest in searching the shadows for your corpse. I've caught a few glimpses of what you did back there with the Edict of Fire. Did you mean to channel the magic of the Edict?
I'm not sure what you mean.
You don't? From my vantage point, the torrents of arcane fire didn't just vanish. They roiled and billowed like smoke. I could have sworn you were channeling that energy. Perhaps the magic was seeking you. Whatever the case, you seem a little different. You smell of brimstone and crisped parchment. You are different than before you broke the edict. I will leave it at that.
DuFN says, your Path of the Damned build looks interesting. After this playthrough, I might try a solo Path of the Damned. Do you have any suggestions? I do. And give me a second to get through this conversation. I can bring up the character screen and I'll talk through what I plan to do differently, what I plan to do the same on my next playthrough. Either way, you've filched the Silent Archive and can benefit from its influence. To be honest, even I don't know the full extent of what knowledge it can offer you, but I do know the sages poured lifetimes of effort into it. I imagine the archive was at its most useful when it was still a part of the library, before the edict did a number on it, but even now it has a myriad of secrets to share. Can you hear its whispers? No? Then listen harder, kid.
You need to be a lot more threatening than you are now, and a little study and practice won't suffice. You'll need to aim bigger. You'll need to track down the relics of Tears that escaped capture in the war. In the Blade Grave, the Stone Sea, and Haven each, there lies at least one artifact that can aid such an aura. Be prepared to travel far and wide in the effort to recover them.
His voice sounded really weird right there, like it was stuttering a little bit.
Aside from the practical point of getting you armed, uncovering these relics could lend you some legitimacy in the eyes of the Tearsmen, depending on how you go about it, of course.
I know the Regents of Stalwart hoarded many relics. Perhaps I should look in the Blade Grave. I was thinking of heading to the Stone Sea. What should I look for when I get there? I'm headed to Lethian's Crossing. Is there something there I should look to acquire? I'm going to try option 3 first. I might still get number 1 and number 2. But Lethian's Crossing is where our other quest is, so I'd like to kind of do both at once.
Tunon has sent a forge-bound master to the crossing, and this mage-smith has just finished work on a masterpiece dubbed the Magebane. It's an iron helmet infused with wards against the Bane. While this is intended to help keep the settlement free of scourges from the nearby old walls, it would be of great use to you personally.
Call it a hunch. But I'm betting you'll find the Magebane's creator, Zedenia, sweating over the fires of Lethian's Forge. And while I doubt you can just convince her to hand you the helm, her knowledge of it could prove helpful to your little heist. If the Magebane is a light armor helm, I'm going to be pretty happy. But if it's heavy or cloth, I mean, it's just going to be something that I hold on to try and get that artifact achievement.
The crossing is by a junction in the old walls, so you'll have a chance to put the helmet's Bane ward to the test.
When you're ready, meet me here once more, and we'll discuss what's next. The few patches of color on the Archon begin to darken as the edge of his form ripple and blur, diffusing into an intangible blackness. Let's just glare silently at him. The Archon dissolves into the shadows. Alright. So, oh, pardon me. Do you actually had some questions, and I'll tell you. And you feel free to go back and review the VODs. In the first 5 or 10 minutes each time I start to stream, I kind of talk about what I learned the day before and what my plans are going forward. And on today's VOD, or I should say the one that we just did there that I cut off short so that I could report that bug, I noticed something interesting about dual wield and unarmed combat and character creation, which is that the history that you choose, your character's background, isn't just flavor, it kind of matters. I chose Pit Fighter, which gives +2 ranks to the dual wield, and it gives +3 ranks to unarmed combat. And now I have 4 ranks of dual wield and 5 ranks of unarmed combat because I've leveled them up just by when you finish major quests, and it says you give all this experience to all of your skills. It never goes to magic staff or to bows or to thrown weapons or anything like that, but it does dump into these ones, and that's a huge waste. So I mean, we're not talking like an enormous amount of XP, but probably like I would have 148 one-hand weapons right now instead of 147 if I hadn't chosen Pit Fighter. If I had gone with like Soldier or Diplomat or something like that. All of these support skills are pretty much useful. When I started this playthrough, I was trying to avoid leveling Lore and Subterfuge, but I kind of realized you might as well. There's lots of checks, it's more experience, and more experience is higher level. There's a no-brainer. Every time that you level up, go back to your trainer and train. I'm going to take a trip to the Spire here in a second before I head to Lethian's Crossing and train up my Subterfuge. In terms of build, I took, like, Arrow Shield's the first thing I went for, so I took Feint and got Arrow Shield. I went Mark Enemy next, which I still think is very strong. I never took Bandolier, and I kind of wonder if that might have been a big mistake. As having 2 additional quick item slots would have helped me use up more and more of my consumables, right? Don't be that player that ends the game and has like an enormous collection of consumables that they never use. Use them, and use them as frequently as you think that you need to. I definitely buff up food before I have a big fight. Using poisons, you know, you saw was super helpful. Healing potions, of course, are a no-brainer. In terms of magic, the only thing that I'm stacking right now is Control Life. I'm doing this more as an experiment than anything else. I want to see, like, if I just use Control Life all the time, how frequently by the end of the game will my healing spells crit? Because they already crit pretty frequently as it is, right? I don't have very many expressions that I can use with my Sigil of Life. I have learned other ones. In the Burning Library in particular, there's a lore check that added Control Fire to my build, but I chose to reload and avoid that for the same reason that I said that I think that the Pit Fighter starting history was a mistake. I feel like adding Control Fire when I'm definitely not going to be using any fire spells is just a mistake. That it will dilute the experience that I get from major quest milestone rewards. Besides Control Life, I did consider splashing Illusion and Vigor. I tried that in an earlier build that was much slower than this one. I chose different attributes and I itemized my character a little bit differently, which may have made the difference, which may have been why it felt slow. I still think that taking Illusion for stuff like Blur can be very helpful. Oh, hey Princess Babel, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I'm just explaining to DoFN some suggestions that I have for him on his Path of the Damned solo build. As for Control Vigor, the thing kind of is like, yeah, having Titan's Touch is strong. You know, having a 2 or a 2.5 bonus to Might and Vitality pretty much all the time can be great, especially since I kind of revolve around this healing meta where I self-heal all the time. Bigger bonus health means that my heals are bigger because every single heal isn't, you know, 26 health, it's always 26% health, right? Vital Body, again, 3% health, you know, it's not 3 health. So the greater my maximum health, the higher my spells heal for. I kind of I took accuracy first for the armor deflection. I took might second for the ability strength so that my stuns would hit harder. And I would do more damage and I would have more endurance defense. I mean, I know these are just the tooltips, but it's like hit more frequently, hit harder. I'm taking quickness now for cooldowns so that I'll be able to use my abilities more frequently. Afterwards, I was thinking about doing Resolve. Even though I just talked up the value of Vitality as a stat when you have this healing meta, the Control Life that I'm using. But I still think Resolve is the better choice because the affliction duration will increase the duration of my stuns. It'll give me more endurance and, more importantly, magic and will defense. And if you were paying attention when I was fighting those Banes, it was a struggle because my magic defense was so low. So I really think I'm going to put Resolve up next and just boost my Vitality with consumables. That's going to kind of be the plan.
I got it.
I really don't know where to go next. I think this is Lethian's Crossing. I guess that's where I'll go. I'm going to pit stop at my spire just to loot and to train. I also kind of want to see, now that I have the Silent Archive, if my spire is going to talk to me more than it has. $330, all right. Who was it that was training? Oh, it was Satis. Back for more, I see. I'd like to train. Train me in subterfuge, thank you very much. I can't actually train in my main skills just because my ranks are too friggin' high. So, and I can't find anyone that can train me in lore. I'd prefer to do lore over subterfuge, but in my spire thing here, this guy doesn't do lore, this guy doesn't do lore, so maybe we'll have more recruits later as I unlock different spires, I'm not sure. Touch this thing. Doesn't respond to my touch. Alright, let's just talk to him and loot what I can loot. A shitty shield and some other junk. Let's vendor what we can vendor and then carry on to Lethian's Crossing. I think I might just sell this right now. I'm not using it. Banner of Ardent is clearly stronger than it is. Oh, interesting. This is actually an accessory. Wit, resolve, and trap detection. This glowing scroll is decorated with runes that seem to twist and swim about the parchment whenever you try to read them. Alright, I'm going to think on that in a second. Yeah, let's sell this. Keep that. Sell that. Can he sell me any potions right now? No. Okay. Yeah, let's just sell it. So here's what I'm thinking. Emerald Pin is so strong. It's really strong. And I like it. But I am running Vital Body right now, which is better than Emerald Pin is. My only problem with Vital Body is that I don't quite have... Well, hold on a second. I did level lore up a whole lot. Let's see. Oh, by the way, the reason I switched this is because Fifth Eye's Masks gives me plus 10 lore. Where were we? Yeah, spell creation. So this is 60. No. Wait, let's just go off of this one. So I can make it crit more frequently. I can increase the strength. No, I can't. I'm just a little bit too low for that. Range doesn't help. Recovery does. Alright. I actually think that recovery will probably be stronger. If I could get recovery and strength. Wait, is there a duration one I've got? Alright, this is ideal for me. Because that means that its cooldown is 1 minute. It lasts for 63 seconds. But I need 105 lore to do it. So that's my goal right now. This would be nice, but it's not that important. This would be nice as well, but it's not that important. So 150 lore is the best that we can make it. This is my current goal. But this would be the best thing for short term. Just because it, well, either one really, right? This one makes it last 63 seconds. This one makes it so I can do it more frequently. One of these options may be better than the other. I think that the lower cooldown will be better. I think that the lower cooldown will be better because of my base crit chance. The more frequently I cast it, the more likely it is that each individual cast may be a crit. You know, when you're talking about the law of large numbers and casting Vital Body, 10 times, and if I have 20% chance to crit, 2 of them will probably crit. Whereas, so I could cast 10 in 10 minutes if I put this on. If I put this on, yeah, if it crits, it might last for 90 seconds, but I'm casting it less frequently. So I think this is the stronger choice going forward. I need one more lore before I can make that decision, which should not be too hard to get. Seeing as how my bread and butter here, drain strength, is a lore check. Alright, so let's just go to the world map and let's travel to Lethian's Crossing for the first time. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. A group of mercenaries, members of the Bronze Brotherhood, are blocking the road to Lethian's Crossing, and I'm ambushed. I don't think they know what they're in for. Well, first off, I'm not even in combat. So let's explore. Well, I don't need to stealth while I explore. The second I see some enemies, which look like they're up here, and it's undoubtedly going to start off as a dialogue as they're green. I mean, I'm going to quick save here, although I guess I did just auto.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Oh, look, we got these guys over here. We got those guys over here. You must be joking. A toll. I will pay no such thing. I demand to be let through. And what's up here?
Can't do that.
And Welby. These are raiders. That's a bruiser, a raider. His endurance defense is pretty high. And his slashing and piercing is pretty high too, so I'm going to have to switch to hammer when I fight that guy. These ones, this bruiser too, had to fight him with the hammer. So the raiders I can DPS with my sword, the bruiser and Welby I'll have to use my hammer. Let's check the rest of them. So this guy, same thing, definitely have to switch to the hammer for him. Okay, and what about these ones down here with the dead disfavored? Alright, let's think about where I fight. I mean, this isn't bad. It kind of looks like I get hit by two here. If I position it just right, if I can get them to follow me up and have them stand right here, I might be able to go back there, but there's got to be a better position here somewhere. What about along here somewhere? I don't want to fight into the edge. At the edge of the map, it just sucks. Sucks to do that. What I'm doing here, if you can't figure it out, although it should look pretty obvious, is I'm just checking by clicking while paused where the green sigil happens and where I can't walk at all, because I'm looking for some place where I can choke them in combat. Well, that's interesting. There's actually all kinds of cool stuff going on over here. I got the sniffles today. Try not to blow my nose into the microphone. Yeah, so there's not a lot of great places. There might be something going on this side of the river. I guess I'll just quick save. I'm going to start talking to... Well, let's just walk up and see what the dialogue says. When I fight, I'm going to try and fight them back here. Of all the places on the map, that kind of looked like it was the best one. Actually, this looks like it might be even better. This looks like it might be an even better position than that one. What about this side? Yeah, that's way too open. So maybe I'll try and fight them here. We'll see what happens. I may have no choice in the matter. If I can't get up here, I've got a good backup position. So let's just start the dialogue and see how the chats are going to go. Aster. From the Lethian's Crossing faction. A small figure stands before some armor-clad soldiers. His arms move wildly as he gestures in frustration, yelling at the man directly in front of him. Absolutely not! I've come through Ironhaul Trail more times than I can remember. No one has ever asked for a toll before, and I won't be paying one now. And that's final, and he stamps his foot. He notices you standing nearby and turns to speak. Fatebinder, surely you, of all people, can help me. My name is Aster, and I must get to Lethian's Crossing. I have goods to deliver. Tell this man I will not be paying a toll, to him or anyone, and he is to let me through. He folds his arms over his chest and nods with a pronounced finality. Greetings, Fatebinder. Huh. Who's this guy from? The Bronze Brotherhood. Hey, Dio Gambler, thanks for the following, man. I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself here today. I'm having a lot of fun myself. Greetings, Fatebinder. I am sorry you have been drawn into this. What you stumbled into here is merely a conflict of the changing times. I am Will of the Bronze Brotherhood. Ironhaul Trail is under our protection, and anyone passing through must obey our rules. If this gentleman would like passage through our land, a simple donation is required. He holds out his hand. These funds help our cause and keep Ironhaul a safe place for all travelers. Clearly, you can both see the value in that. Aster speaks, his arms swinging about again, emphasizing his words. And who, exactly, is keeping it safe? You, standing here with your weapons at the ready against me. His arms drop as he turns to you again. I'm not but a traveling merchant. I have no money to spare, and I certainly pose no threat to anyone. Keep this area safe indeed. He points at Will. You are the only threat here. Fatebinder, please, talk some sense into this man. So, I can pay his toll. I can say he won't be paying a toll today. Call off your guards and allow us passage immediately. Just because you passed through here before means nothing. Pay the toll now or head back. You try my patience. Is this one of those situations where I have to choose between helping the Bronze Brotherhood or helping Lethian's Crossing? Because you know what I want to do? I want to kill everyone on the map. I want to murder everyone here. I guess that doesn't really make a good... It doesn't make sense until I see what the reputation rewards are for them. Maybe it might be better to help one and not the other. Alright. Just off the top of my head, I think I'd rather side against Will, because there are more Bronze Brotherhood here, and that's just more combat for me, and I like to fight things. I have gained favor with Lethian's Crossing. Interesting that it didn't show me with my show reputation. I'm going to have to check in my options right after I have this conversation to make sure that show reputation is still checked on. I mean, it should be. Thank you, Fatebinder. You have done a great deal of good today. Aster bows dramatically. He turns back to the soldier. And you, brute, move aside and let me pass. Oh my god, my fingers are crossed. I really hope he says no. Will holds his position and gives you a meaningful look. Perhaps you might want to reconsider your stance in the matter, Fatebinder. He plants his hammer on the ground and leans on it, staring Aster down. Passage is bought with rings or blood, but I'll happily take both. Now, he hasn't been disrespectful, but I kind of feel like he's threatening me, right? So... what if I just say it's a waste of my time, that the merchant's on his own, and then I fight Will myself and maybe kill Aster as well? No, I'm going to stand by my decision. Aster raises his hands in protest. I thank you for your efforts, Fatebinder, but it's not worth bloodshed. I will leave in peace. Wait, what? That's not what I signed up for. Will returns to his position and looks you over, his former genial mood gone. So, a fate binder in our little corner of the world. Who'd have ever thought this would happen? He spits between his feet, then crushes it into the dirt with his boot. That's gross. I used to work with someone who would spit when they smoked all the time. Most disgusting thing ever. I don't think I like Will. I think Will's gonna get some comeuppance. You are walking a dangerous line, Fatebinder. The Bronze Brotherhood never back down from threats. Isn't he threatening me? He pauses for a moment, sizing you up. Normally I'd knock you down where you stand for threatening me, but Ray Tummin has demanded to see you if you came through here. I thought he was just crazy saying you'd be visiting Lethian's Crossing. Looks like I owe him a few rings. So let's read this about the Bronze Brotherhood. The Bronze Brotherhood is a mercenary company from the Free Cities dotting the Tyr's southern coast. Many of these mercenary companies were employed by Kairos' agents and slaughtered during the war. The Bronze Brotherhood survived thanks to the relatively safe posting at Lethian's Crossing, where the Voices of Nerat hired the company to help protect the town's forage operation. Among the most trained and dedicated warriors of the Tiers, the Bronze Brotherhood have a reputation for ruthlessness and tenacity. Aggression and decisive thinking are so highly prized by the Brotherhood that the violent, enigmatic Scourge is the group's mascot, a creature most decent folk consider to be the stuff of nightmares. Yeah, they're pretty tough. The term brother is used for mercenaries of both genders, as the company's title harkens back to the archaic notion of living as men. In Tyr's custom, this amounts to releasing all claims to lands. To better assure an employer that the Brotherhood won't covet the realms they're paid to protect. He shakes the pouch around his neck, making the rings inside jingle melodically. Not that there's a shortage of these out here. What can this humble servant of the Brotherhood do for you, Fatebinder? And don't ask me to let you through, because that isn't happening. I have an option to punch him? I kind of want to straight up punch him. I kind of want to talk to Ray Tommen. Let's just go through the dialogue tree and see what's what. So my station means nothing. Out in the middle of nowhere? No. Your station means about as much as a whore to a eunuch. He holds out his hand, palm up, and taps his finger in the middle of it. Money is what matters to us. Alright, who's Ray Tommen? Will barks out a short laugh. Now that's a question with 100 answers. Simple one, he's the current leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. If you want to know anything more, I suggest you go and talk to him. The current leader? Well, it's not like the leader of the Bronze Brotherhood is a lifelong calling. Will stops, his brow wrinkling. Actually, that's exactly what it is. See, if someone wants to claim the current leader's authority for their own, they can do it at any time. Of course, that means a challenge of some sort, and that always ends with the death of one or more of the participants. Ray Tommen survived the night in the Old Walls. That was enough to prove to most of the Brotherhood that he was the right man for the job. Where can I find him? I already know, he's over here in the corner. He points south. He's right there, inspecting the corpses of some of Kairos' soldiers. He's bound to be in a good mood right now. He winks at you. All those dead bodies must be heaven for him. The color drains from his face as soon as the words leave his lips. Please don't tell him I said that. Well, let's punch him. Will's head is thrown to the side as your fist connects with his cheek. He looks at you, his eyes swimming momentarily, before refocusing. Whoa! What was that for? I don't like insubordination. Next time I tell you to act, do so immediately. Will rubs his cheek. Hold on, I'm just doing my jobs. I apologize if I offended. Ray Tommen will have my head if I let you through. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh, and he's walking up right now anyway. While you are talking to Will, a striking man with a stalk of bright blonde hair approaches, moving away from some men searching bodies of slain soldiers to the south. He watches you intently as he closes, his angular features pulling into a look of disdain. And here's the Fatebinder. He doesn't mask the displeasure in his voice. I knew we'd see you. I was just wondering when. What brings you out where no one asked you to come? Are Kairos' dogs ready to be put down again? I won't surrender the crossing no matter how many times you try to take it. We were hired to protect this city, and we will continue to do so. No one else will have it. He glances at his men, who have stopped to watch the conversation. With a start, they return to searching the bodies. Never mind. He waves a hand dismissively. I don't care why you're here. My name is Ray Tommen, and I'm the leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. But I'm sure you already know that. Well, I mean, your buddy just told me. Before I showed up, I'd never fucking heard of you. I think this guy's a little bit too big for his breeches, needs to be knocked down a peg. I couldn't help but see you over here, talking to Will and that traveling merchant. Only here for a moment and already sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, aren't you? I don't appreciate others invading my territory, Fatebinder. I told him he had to speak to you, Ray Tommen. He wanted through, but I told him no. Well, actually, I didn't even ask to go through yet. I just kind of wanted to start a fight. If you don't give me the signal, the Fatebinder isn't getting to Lethian's Crossing. No one will invade your territory. Ray Tommen stares at Will for a few moments, lips pursed, then continues as if Will never spoke. Watch yourself while you are a guest in my land. If you have come to stir up more trouble, we are all well equipped and will not back down in the defense of what is rightfully ours. He sweeps his arm in front of him, gesturing to the surrounding countryside. Welby and I might not always agree, but that is one point we see eye to eye on. If you step out of line, we will both correct you. So Welby, I think, was up here, but we haven't talked to him yet. It sounds like they already have like a rift here. This guy might be a powerful fighter, and he might be brave, but he's not smart. Why would you tell an outsider that there's a rift in the leadership of your mercenary band? His eyes narrow and he leans towards you. You are not welcome here. Well, you know what? If I thought it was done before, I definitely know that he's done now. Who would want to antagonize me? I mean, I'm the toughest son of a bitch on the block. Now, tell me what you want or leave. You would do well to watch your tone when speaking to a Fatebinder. Why are you charging travelers a toll? Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. I need to get to Lethian's Crossing. Tell me about Welby. Looking for trouble, here it is. I'm so glad that that's an option. You would do well to watch your tone when speaking to a Fatebinder. I care not about Kairos' forces. We rebuffed their feeble attempt to remove us from our rightful home once already. I am more than happy to try again. You will find I do not cower when you raise your voice against me, lapdog. Why are you charging a toll? I don't see how the affairs of the Brotherhood are your business, Fatebinder. Suffice it to say, the funds we receive from our tolls help us keep the lands around Lethian's Crossing safe. We are owed our dues, and we shall have them. Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. We are a humble group with a noble, long-held traditions on the side of right and honor. Ray Tommen's voice fills with pride. If there is an injustice that needs to be rectified, we are called. So you're hired mercenaries. Ray Tommen's face takes on a sour expression. If you want to be crass, then yes, people pay us for our services, but it's hardly the reason we do what we do. Tell me about Welby. He shoots a look to the north. I had such high hopes for her as my first acts. The continued success of the Brotherhood should be the single most important goal for anyone who is a member. She seems to have forgotten her place. She is not the head of this band. I am. If she doesn't stop overreaching, I will have to replace her with someone who knows how to obey. Why is Lethian's Crossing so important to the Bronze Brotherhood? We were asked to do a job and we did it. Then what happens? Kairos attempts to eject us from our home. He makes an emphatic gesture to the north towards Lethian's Crossing. By all rights, that city is ours, and suddenly Kairos wants it. Well, I intend to keep it. I refuse to leave. We've protected the crossing for years, and even ensured Kairos' forces could do business here when Nerat asked us to. No, we did the job we were asked, and this land belongs to us. Name dropping Nerat doesn't mean shit to me. Alright. You said you don't do it for the money, but that's why you're fighting over Lethian's Crossing. I don't appreciate your tone or the implications of what you're saying, Fatebinder. Ray Tommen's eyes are hard and his voice is flat. This is a mere matter of principle. We performed a service and we were paid for that service. Don't try to glibly explain away a complex situation. This is our home. This is my home. I will have it and no one else. Now, if all you came here to do is insult me and mine, I would suggest you leave. Okay. We will speak again soon. I certainly hope that isn't the case. Continue. All right. So we've got a couple new reputations here. Mighty Blows, plus 3% melee damage. Aura of Rage, 1 minute cooldown. Okay. 10 health drained. And 10 damage restored as health. For 30 seconds. And here we have Indomitable, once per encounter, delay on consciousness for 4 seconds. Alright, and what's this one? Intimidate, 2 minute cooldown, foe targets versus will, Terrified Affliction for 8 seconds. An athletic skill check, that's pretty good. Overpower a foe with your intimidating presence, terrifying them for a brief time. Delay on consciousness for 4 seconds. And the duration is affected by the Brotherhood Wrath reputation. Like, this looks good. And 3% percentages we always like to see, because they scale so well. It's called Mighty Blows. Isn't that the same name as like the talent in the power tree that gives a bonus to critical damage? Massive Blow. No, it's close though. An Aura of Rage, a health drain. I like healing spells. That fits into my build really nice. This might be stronger. I haven't yet used an ability that has delay on consciousness. I know that there is a consumable. Which one of these is it? I think that there's a consumable that delays it as well. It might be Vagrant's Chaw, and I don't think we have any more Vagrant's Chaw. Oh no, look, it's Sable Root. I'm going to be right back in 5 seconds here. I'm just going to get myself a glass of water. Alright, thanks for the patience. I can feel a headache coming on, and I already had the sniffles, so I think I may be coming down with something. Unfortunate for me, but luckily none of you are at risk of contracting it. Yeah, so I was just thinking about Sable Root, delaying on consciousness, and the reputation reward for Wrath with Bronze Brotherhood. Alright. I think I'm going to go Wrath with them, just because that's fun. And I think it'll play into my Anarchy games. So, Lethian's Crossing doesn't seem to matter very much. I can either go Wrath with them, or I can go Favor with them, but I don't get any abilities. Just to stay consistent, the next time that I get a chance, we'll murder some people from Lethian's Crossing, and then everything will be balanced out. I'm actually going to run up here for a second, and I want to talk to Welby.
On it.
A lesser sigil of cyclical energies, and a nice potion. This scroll contains a magical accent which slightly reduces a spell's cooldown. Oh, slightly reduces. Oh, cool. So I had level 2 before, and then we have level 1. Alright. Wait, where was I? Here we were. Put level 1 on. What about this guy? He's at 70, but I'm already using the best one I've got. If I lowered it to 20, I could use this instead. And then we're still only 1 talent point away from adding both. But like I said earlier, I think the more frequent you cast the spell, the better off it is. So we'll leave that like it is for now. Let's talk to Welby. A tall woman stands here, surveying the area from a small overlook. She glances at you, and immediately goes back to watching her surroundings. Welcome to Ironhaw Trail, Fatebinder of Tunin. I like her deferential attitude. With all that running around, I wasn't sure you were going to ever make it over here. Was she watching me when I explored the whole area and talked to everyone but her? I haven't yet made up my mind if I should be offended you didn't speak to me first, or happy I get the final word. She's thoughtful. I hope Will didn't vex you too much. He's a good enough sort. He just enjoys his job a little more than he should. A hint of smile plays across her lips. He thinks he's being sly, taking a cut of every toll, but he's told practically everyone what he's doing by now. Did Ray Tommen have anything of note to tell you, or is he still wasting his time scouring dead bodies for information he'll never find? She looks south and sighs softly. I will admit, he has led this group to some minor glories, but I fear how we will end up if something doesn't change. She salutes you. My name is Welby, first axe for the Bronze Brotherhood, though I'm not sure that title matters anymore. She pauses to gather her thoughts, then opens her mouth to continue. Instead, she exhales slowly and shakes her head. Never mind. You needn't be burdened with my problems. You see, that's an intelligent thing to do. You just meet someone. You shouldn't tell them all your fucking troubles, right? Keep it to yourself. You gotta figure out what their plans are before you can reveal your plans, right? That's just advice for life. What can I help you with? Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. While it's true we have, in recent years, been a little more stationary than your typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services can be purchased if the price is right. The Voices made an offer to assure cooperation and we took it. If I had known Kairos would have tried to throw us out of our home afterwards, well, I probably would have still taken the rings, but I would have been a little more prepared for the inevitable conflict. Ray Tommen will try and sell you on our long and noble traditions, like we're some kind of altruistic saints who can do nothing more wrong. But that story is as old and smelly as Grandma Beastman's tail hairs. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take a job that doesn't seem right to me, but a ring's a ring and I will go where the money leads me. One point Ray Tommen and I will agree on is this. We did a job for Kairos, but we were not treated fairly. The Brotherhood is strong and we have the numbers. We will fight to the last man. I just don't agree with Ray Tommen's methods. What does it mean to be first axe? She sighs. I wish I knew, Fatebinder. The first axe protects and consults with the first brother. I am supposed to be Ray Tommen's advisor, confidant, and guard. Lately, his behavior has become erratic. He's acting paranoid, manic, and distrustful. That's interesting. I wonder if it's some kind of special magic item that's made him act that way. My duty as first axe is to protect the first brother, but I am sworn to protect the Brotherhood, and if that means the removal of Ray Tommen, so be it. He has too many supporters in Lethian's Crossing right now to speak out against him. What do you think has happened to Ray Tommen? Honestly, I couldn't speak to the cause. The stress of leadership? The battles with Kairos' forces? His night in the old walls? Welby shrugs. That's the rule of three, right? This one, that one, that one. His night in the old walls is what's made him act paranoid. Doesn't matter. His behavior is endangering the Brotherhood, and he must be stopped before we are destroyed. I fear people will be hurt by far more than a simple toll. She points south. He is over there searching corpses, looking for information I know he's not going to find. He ambushed a patrol. He's going to anger an Archon, and for what? His pride. How would you run the Brotherhood? I wouldn't waste time and resources on petty vendettas. That much I can tell you. I like battle, and I like rings, and with the Brotherhood, we used to get both regularly. Now all we have is fear, suspicion, and blood. I want the disciplined regiment back, and I intend to have it. So here's something I didn't consider when I was looking at the reputation. Maybe I can get them as my own personal army. Anonymous says, so he's right to be paranoid, as his first act conspires against him with random strangers. She hasn't quite conspired against him yet, but she's getting there. Anyway, Anonymous, welcome back. Glad to see you again today. While I may agree that we were treated unjustly, Ray Tomlin's methods for obtaining restitution are despicable. Alright, Anonymous, on that subject, if she ends up asking me to side with her against Ray Tomlin, I'm going to kill them both. I think that's the best way to do it. Sounds to me like you're simply a coward. If you want something, you take it. Ray Tomlin has the right idea. True, acting like a child when you don't get what you want is not the behavior of a leader. You have gained wrath with the Bronze Brotherhood. What you're proposing is simply anarchy, which will achieve nothing but lead to more chaos. I am not perfect, but I know better than to throw a tantrum when I don't get my way. I assumed you knew this as well. Forget I said anything. If you do not intend to help, words are useless. Why are you forcing travelers to pay a toll? Ray Tomlin will say, because it's what we're due, and part of me is inclined to agree with him. But if I were pressed, I would say his pride is hurt and he's lashing out. He can be such a child sometimes. She looks quickly at her guards. Just watch yourself around him. He hasn't seemed completely in control of his faculties lately. It's frightening to see what he's becoming. You may think I'm a coward and you may not agree with me on the methods needed to achieve our goals, but I would ask you to heed my warning. Do not trust him. By your leave, Fatebinder, and be careful. Alright, I talked to pretty much everyone that I can talk to. I'm going to see if I can search the bodies too. No. Oh, but all the way back here. I really don't want to fight against the edge of the screen again. It's way too wide. So, I think I'm just going to kill Ray Tomlin and then run back and kill everybody. Let's have a go. We're going to quick save. I'm not going to buff up just yet. We'll see how difficult the combat is. If I wipe once, then we'll buff up and fight again. Still around, Fatebinder. I hoped you had decided to move on already. Now tell me what you want or leave. What's so important about these bodies? They were undoubtedly scouts sent by Kairos to ascertain our defenses, and where one group is found, many others are sure to follow. We are looking for anything that will tell us how many there are and where they will strike next. They've tried to take Lethian's crossing back already and failed. If the forces are too numerous this time, we might not be able to hold it again. He's saying that like they're going to come with a big army. He doesn't know that just me is going to kill all of him. I'm going to try option 3. Then I'm going to try option 5. But no matter what he says after I inform him of Welby's on loyalty, it's not going to matter because he's probably going to die before he can do anything about it. Ray Tomlin considers your request for a moment. If I let you through, you must promise to behave. I have enough problems dealing with everyone else. I don't need the hassle of keeping an eye on you two. So watch yourself. This is my city and I have eyes everywhere. If you intend to stir up trouble, go somewhere else. I don't need it here. In fact, I would suggest going elsewhere right now. I might be forgiving of your presence, but word of your recent exploits have reached the crossing, and I won't guarantee that your safety I won't guarantee your safety once you're inside the city. Someone who isn't too happy with your behavior might have offered a large sum of money for your head. Personally, I don't have time to deal with you right now. I'm far too busy dealing with more pressing issues, but if my men see fit to show you the error of your ways to earn a few rings, so be it. Arbitrarily attacking your allies has consequences, Fatebinder. Huh. Who put the contract on me? Ray Tommen stares at you. His eyes narrow. How many people have you fucked over, Fatebinder? I am not in the habit of betraying confidences, so even if there is a contract, and I said maybe, I'm not going to tell you who wants you dead. I'll reiterate, watch yourself in the crossing. Thanks for the warning. You should know. Welby said you are unfit to be a leader. I gained favor. Lethian's crossing is now unlocked. Ray Tommen looks north again, his expression stony. I can't say I'm surprised. I'm glad to have my suspicions confirmed. We might be having a talk sooner than expected. He considers you for a moment. Perhaps I misjudged you, but I suppose time will tell. I suppose time will tell. You got about 10 seconds. I knew you couldn't be trusted, cad. The forces of Kairos will always show their true face if pushed. Ray Tommen retreats, calling to his men as he runs. Guards, we have a snake in our midst. To arms! Oh, that's shitty. Why'd he run away? I wanted to murder that guy, and he just ran away? That's stupid. I should have had engagement on him. Anyway, we've got aggro all over the place. Couple of raiders down here. That's easy enough. I think I'm actually going to stealth and see if I can't ditch them. Because I want to fight them right up here. This was our best position. The only way I see myself getting to that right now is if I stealth in.
Look out.
That's interesting. Activates Mercenary Swig. What's that? +5 resolve, +4 armor, but it only lasts 10 seconds long.
Right.
Onima says that's not very accommodating. One can say downright rude. I think it was rude of him just to run off. Anyway, let's just check our... Yeah, we're pretty far from Indomitable. I think we'll get there in a second. Alright, I'm already yellow.
Can't do that.
Now I'm red.
Trouble is.
No, let's just run right in. Alright, come on over.
Can't do.
What you got for me?
On it.
Despoil. I'm gonna put, let's slow this down to regular speed for a second. Cast Vital Body on myself. By the way, did I... Oh, I was really thinking of putting on the Silent Archive here. Wits and Resolve won't necessarily help me in this fight. Any more than Emerald Pin might. Dio Gambler says, see, there's the artifact passive. Yeah, I noticed that when you, like, I think the second fight against the Bane that we had upstairs in the Burning Library after you mentioned it, when combat starts, that, I don't know, bubble thing happens. No, let's drain strength first. What would be great is if the rest of the guys down here also aggroed up, but I don't think they're going to. In fact, I kind of feel like this is one of those fights where I can leash them and fight them one by one. But we're getting strong enough now that we don't really have to... Like, we can handle 3 at a time as long as we choke properly. That critical hit, it's good. The critical hit is good. Just gonna follow up with some autos here. My stun is starting to last longer and longer. I mean, that one was 9.4 seconds, right? Gonna Sunder here, and then we'll Thrust right after. Looked like the Sunder grazed. I'm getting lots of free hits with Riposte. Well, maybe I shouldn't say lots. 50% of the time they miss, I get a free hit. Let's knock down. What was he gonna do? Kraken Hue? It grazed. Alright. Whoa, someone just hit me with a lob axe and hobbled me.
Right.
So who was that I just killed? A random raider. Who's next? Another random raider. Wait, where did Welby go? Did Welby run away too? Maybe that's who I just killed. Hit raider? That's weird. I wanted to kill Welby, I wanted to kill Ray Thomas, and now it appears I can't do either. Man, this game sometimes.
Will do. Can't do that. Sorry, can't.
I'm gonna speed up combat.
Sorry, can't. Will do. Sorry, can't. Sorry, can't. This is useless. I should try. There's something on it. I got it.
No. I was gonna knock him down right away, but let's auto once into the stun before I knock him down.
Right. Can't do that. Right.
Alright, now because this combat's almost over and I want to level this... Oh, you must rest before using this? It's once per rest? I thought that was once per combat.
On it. This is useless. I can't do that.
Wait a second, why is it saying that? I guess what it comes down to is that I just need to upgrade my weapons. I mean, my hammer right now is literally like some piece of shit bronze hammer I found in Act 1. You know, 13 to 18 crush damage. Same with my sword. Like, this is an Act 1 sword. It's not purple like my other good gear. And this is just a gray, right?
On it. I got it. Will do. Right.
Wait, did my lore just level up? It did. That's good.
I got it.
Anonymous says, what has armor piercing? Daggers? There are some swords that have armor piercing on them. I'm using an accuracy sword. The last dagger that I remember seeing also had accuracy, but a great deal more than swords do. So I guess it depends. I wouldn't be surprised if there was two types of daggers, much like there's two types of swords. One that
Right.
one that adds accuracy and one that adds armor piercing.
On it. On it.
Anonymous says, or probably spears. Maybe. Oh, nice. That's the first time I think I saw the Gib proc. So I think I owed a combat there. Yeah, we'll just chill for a second, wait for our cooldowns to come back. Ticking up in wrath against the Bronze Brotherhood. Let's check my items anyway. I don't think I have any other weapons like whatsoever right now. Yeah, I don't. Just some vendor junk. Well, anyway, let's just keep murdering.
Look out.
Well, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the hammer on versus this. Well, maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe it does. You see how this is +6 accuracy? There are some swords that have a little bit higher recovery that do armor pen instead of this. I just don't happen to have any.
On it.
And there's the banner procking. Oh, that was cool.
Take that.
It silenced me too.
Will do. Right. On it. Right. I got it.
Yeah, my quickness stacking right now is really starting to pay off. Like I'm just able to like chain stun them over and over and over again.
Right. Right.
Oh, I got wounded on that attack. Rived the marrow. 134 crush damage. This is a point where I really should have paid attention to his weapon before I started attacking. Because I could have switched to the armor that I kept that had greater crush damage on it. I don't know that it would have changed this because it hit me for so much. But it would have been 134 damage versus 5 armor instead of versus 0. I think I got some ripostes in there. Yeah, I got a couple.
Right. This is useless. I should try something else.
No, it's not useless, man. Just keep doing your thing. You're good.
Right. On it. I got it. I got it. Take that.
Boom, baby. I'm interested why Ardent Ward procced again.
Sorry, can't. Moving cautiously. Moving cautiously.
I kind of wonder if it might not be better to cast my vital body first, then stealth in. We're going to try that out.
Right.
Now he's got a hammer. Looks like he's got a mace or something and an axe. He's got an axe and a mace. I guess that's what it is. This armor is -6 to slash but +5 to crush. Oh, because it's just 5 armor basic. And this is... Huh. All right. I think what happens is I should just use this one when I'm against someone that's only has slash. That more frequently I should use the leather one. Let's sneak in here.
Trouble is afoot.
All right, let's just disengage.
Useless. Should try something else. Can't do that.
Oops. Oh, geez, what happened? I fat finger this.
Can't do that.
We're getting hit a lot right now.
Sorry, can't do that. I've got it. On it.
Switching back to my regular weapon versus this guy.
Will do. Can't do that.
I go back to hammer when Will comes in.
Can't do that.
Zuber says, maybe you should rest the artifact and the wound. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right, I should have rested. For some reason, I just hate doing it. I don't have a good explanation for that. I mean, it is a game mechanic, we're playing the game. We should use every tool in our toolkit. This is interesting. Blood before glory. So he has activated it. What does it do? Plus 50% damage. How's that work out versus a shield assault? Not that well. So he's got bigger range here.
Right.
Anonymous says, does skill experience gain slow down as you go higher? If so, perhaps wounds are not entirely bad. The skill malice from wounds is negligible. I literally don't give a shit. Unless you end up stacking like 3 or 4 wounds in a row, is it ever going to get to the point where it really hurts me as much as it does when I was low level? But here's the problem with wounds, and it's a significant one, is that it lowers my max health. And if my max health is lower, that lowers the effectiveness of all of my healing spells. And that's why being wounded hurts me in this build the most.
On it.
If you weren't playing like a heal-centric build, you may be able to keep fighting if you're wounded without a big deal. However, I think what Zub said about the artifact is important, because the more frequently that I use that artifact, the faster I can level its renown and the more powerful it'll be.
I've got it. I've got it. Take that. I've got it. On it. On it. On it. This is useless. I should try something else. Will do.
Look at that hit table for his Whirlwind Slam right now against my parry. He's got an 84% chance to graze me, and I've got an 84% chance, well, this is because I have Drain Strength active, an 84% chance to turn his graze into a miss. I really think that the new meta, I keep saying it like that. Who do I think I am? I got adds bonus and accuracy to damages made from stealth. On-scene advantage, apply poison with weapons attacked from stealth. Slice, adding a bleed. Uses one-handed weapon skill. Fury of blows, also uses one-handed weapon skill. 14 to 20 crush versus 16 to 23 slash. That's versus parry, this is versus parry. I'm just wondering now, maybe I want to take another talent in agility to level up duelist. Because I only need one more to unlock duelist 2. And people are getting a lot of misses versus me. That riposte would be pretty strong. I think I'm going to take Slice. I think I'm going to take Slice over Flurry of Blows.
I got it. Sorry. Can't. Right. I got it. I got it.
So what does Gut and Grit do? Prevent death for 10 seconds. Neat.
I got it.
Is he dead yet? Is he gonna die immediately after it wears off? Yeah, looks like. And interestingly, Ardent Ward critically hit me. It activated. I didn't pop out of combat though. So, press the right button. This passive doesn't only start when combat starts, it also seems to go whenever I kill something.
Onanime says, well, I don't see much competition in what you're doing on Twitch. It's a new meta as far as Kappa heads know.
I think basically what it comes down to is there are a lot of good talents, right? There are lots of great talents. And when you pick the right talents, you do really good. But it just matters like what order you get them in helps you with your success in the earlier acts. But like I'm getting experience incredibly fast. So I'm going to get to take everything good. I'm going to practically be as strong as Kairos is, I think, by the time this game is over.
Can't do that. Sorry, can't. Can't do that.
I should have switched weapons back to my main.
Can't do that. Can't do that. I got it. Right.
Alright. I'm going to rest after this one. Oh, we got some stuff. Got some boots. They're heavy. Who cares? Let's just rest right now. Yeah, you know what else anonymous is that I haven't actually looked at any other Twitch streams for Tyranny, right? Because I'm playing blind and I'm trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible. Yeah, I just haven't gotten into that. So we got a Raider, and what else? A Bruiser. So let's just kill the Raider first, because we can burst him down pretty quickly, I think. I should have cast my vital body before I went in there.
Will do. On it.
I'm gonna knock him
On
down.
it. Right.
Drain strength on both of them while the raider's still alive. Heal myself.
This is useless. I should.
Alright, I'm gonna knock him down
Will
again.
do. Will do.
It missed. Thrust on the lower guy. Heal myself.
Will do. Right.
Alright, that guy's done. We'll stun him. Grazed. Vital body.
I should try something else.
Gonna drain strength.
Quite Ganjin pops into the chat. Oh, hi, honey buns. I heard the game hard caps at level 21. Hope that's not the case for playthroughs like yours. Yeah, I hope so too, dude. I hope so too. I may end up getting stuck and having to start over if that's the case, because, like, I'm feeling pretty tough now, but
I definitely haven't been planning around stopping at 21. So I mean, if that's the case, we'll learn something new.
Will do. Right. Will do. Right.
Quite Ganjin says, my two-hander's going equally down the agility and power tree, and now I have like 7 artifacts feeling powerful. I only have a couple of artifacts. I did find this Banner of Ardent, which is pretty cool. I have this Binding of Shadows. I'm not using it because it's heavy. I had some kind of staff thing, but I threw it in the burning library so I could take this thing out, this Silent Archive. I still don't really know what it's for, but I've got it now.
Sorry, can't. Right. Take that. Right. On it.
Quite Ganjin says, artifacts have their own renown and active abilities that get stronger the more you use the item. So far we haven't unlocked... oh, actually we've unlocked quite a bit. It is getting quite strong. And I guess we should probably... Well, we only get it 1 per rest. I don't have to rest now. Might as well just use it. Might as well just use it. If you observe quite quickly... oh, never mind. Let's just
Will
end.
do.
Let's just end. So what does that put us at? It puts us at rank 5. It shields for 140 damage now for 15 seconds. That's pretty good. And when I get hit, it paralyzes them for 6 seconds. Anonymous says, getting an artifact weapon should speed things up. Yeah, man, I didn't know there were artifact weapons. I guess that makes sense. I hope we get to find one. Quite Ganshin says, you are truly only missing out on combos. God, they are fun. Well, Yeah, man, I guess I am missing out on them. So we killed everyone over here. Ray, Tommen, and Welby, I think, got away. I'm a little bit disappointed we couldn't kill them. But let's carry on to Lethian's Crossing. Oh, even the deer are afraid of me. What's back over here?
Can't do that.
Looks like nothing. Alright. So that was Ironhawk Trail. We're continuing on to Sunset Spire now.
Athletic skill can be used to intimidate characters in conversations. Anonymous says, well, I'm assuming there are artifact weapons. Don't listen to me. I'm clueless. Anonymous, I mean, I don't know either, right? I'm learning just as much about the game as you guys are, you know, when you play or when you watch, right? Like, we're all in this together. We're not any of us experts at it just yet. And even if you did know something that I didn't know, in terms of mechanics, I mean, just make suggestions. In terms of stories, please be respectful and not spoil anything for me.
Got it.
Sigil of Rooting. As your bell, plus 50% hit deflection for 120 seconds, plus 30 parry, and plus 4 finesse. That's amazing. That's really good. Ooh, the Fate Binder's here. Raise the ramps. Oh, okay. Looks like we gotta clean out this whole city now. We'll go into stealth and we're gonna back up a little bit.
On the lookout.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. I don't think I need to eat for this. I am gonna precast Vital Body.
Quite down.
I'm gonna go back up here. Let's look. This guy's got the hammer. Alright. In terms of positioning, I bet you I'm just going to run onto this wharf and fight them with my back to the water. I'm going to start off with a thrust on the raider. I think he'll follow me in first.
I got it. To battle.
And then let's just get out of here.
Can't do that.
I'm going to take it off fast and just put it on normal for the time being.
I got it.
This guy, what did he do? Hurl hammer at me. We're going to drain strength.
Sorry, can't.
Is this the guy I blinded? No, because he's not marked. Or did my thrust miss or something? Oh, this is the guy I thrust on first. So we'll thrust on this guy next action.
On it.
Quite Ganjin says, there's like 24 artifacts in the game if I recall. I know there's at least 10, because there's an achievement to collect 10. And that's all I can say about that so far. The only artifacts that we've seen are in our list: the Staff of Hours, the Binding of Shadows, and the Banner of Ardent. Maybe I shouldn't knock him down just yet. How long on that stun? 3 seconds? Let's just swing. And we'll knock down on the next one.
I got it.
I'm gonna speed it back up, and we're just gonna cruise through this.
On it.
Reapply my Vital Body. Gotta keep that up.
I got it. I got it.
Alright, the next guy comes in. I really hope that when I go forward to hit him, that this guy behind him can't hit me.
Will do.
Alright, looks like we're safe. See that stutter step there? That was a bit funny.
I got it. On it. Will do. On it.
These guys attack so slow.
Will do. Right. Right. I got it. I got it. Will do.
That hit 127. That was a nice strong hit.
On it.
I'm gonna drink a little potion here just to get over the hump. I don't want to take a wound.
On it. Will do.
Whoops.
On it. Will do.
Nice to finally land a thrust on him. No, I guess I don't really need to heal, do I?
Right. I got it. Right. Right.
Combat's gotten a little bit boring.
Will do. Right. Will do. Right.
And the last guy comes and we can switch back to our main hand.
Right. On it. Right. Right. Will do. On it. Right. Will do. I got it.
Alright. I wonder if that Gib thing goes off if they still drop loot. I don't know. So let's just quick save. Zub says, you should look for a better weapon, I think. Yeah, man. I definitely should. I definitely should. Qui-Gon Jinn says, why do you think it's boring now? Too easy, always approaches the same. I kind of feel like except for when I was fighting the Banes in the Burning Library, I kind of know my way well enough around the combat that there isn't that exciting risk anymore. I guess, I don't know. Fighting the Banes was also really hard too. I guess I just mean it's boring when like, oh, 3 guys want to fight me and I can find a perfect choke point and they can't kill me. I'm not even really at risk of getting wounded. Qui-Gon Jinn says, there's an achievement for playing the whole game without using a healing pot. Yeah, I was looking at that. I don't think that that's really viable on Path of the Damned, but if you're achievement hunting, you can probably do that on easy, like super easy. Good sentence. Alright, let's just keep going forward here. We're almost level 18, which means we're going to go back to our Spire soon. Do I have the artifact? No, it's on cooldown. Oh, more bad guys up here, hey?
Quite down.
What are we looking at? Couple more raiders, couple more bruisers. That looks like it's too wide to choke. That's too wide to choke. I mean, I might just take them right back down to where I was. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Sorry, can't. On it. Moving. I got it.
Alright, I misplayed that one, didn't I? But that does tell me that I can just leash these guys, I don't need to choke them.
Heads up, we have company.
This guy's got, well, that's still too many. And that was not enough. I should have stunned him. Alright. I know this looks ridiculous, but we're gonna keep doing it. I just leveled up off that. Wow. Look at that. I gained a wound from that shit.
Right. I got it.
I got a wound just as I hit level 18. So what did we talk about? I think we said knock prone. Okay, it's an athletics check. Knocks them prone for 6 seconds. That's long enough I can get an auto in. It's a 1 minute cooldown though. I think I want slice, it's just faster. So now I have a new ability. Where is it? Here it is.
Can't do that.
Well, I guess the no-brainer here is to heal myself, right?
Right. Will do.
Love it when that crits. Let's see what my crit hat chances for this. It's still around 30. Oh, interesting. I just got an effect called disarmed. I'm disarmed for 14 seconds. Does that mean I can't use these abilities? Does it just affect my attack bonus? I'm not sure.
Will do. Will do. Will do. I got it. Right.
Okay. Let's loot this guy. A Bronze Brotherhood Mace. Exquisite. 24 to 33 crush damage. Well, we were just talking about how we needed a new weapon. And we got one. So I'm actually gonna... Wait, can I travel away here? No, I can't. I have to do this whole thing first. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep going.
On it. Heads up, we have company. On it. Take that.
Put the bleed on early.
I got it.
Thrust.
Right. On it.
Mersum says, "Good day. Hey Mersum, welcome to the stream. Are you intentionally soloing without party, or is it just a segment of the game that expects that? No, I'm doing it on purpose."
Will do.
I think both of the guys that remained were the ones with the big armor. So, you know what? Let's actually do... You must unequip the shield before removing the primary weapon.
To battle. I got it.
Missing a lot here. Sub says, "Don't you want to use the new weapon?" I am using it. Onimus says that bleed looks strong. Yeah, I think it is. The Edger says, "Hello, nice build. What are the stats and talents?" For stats, I leveled accuracy first, then might, and I'm putting my last few into quickness here. After quickness, I was going to go resolve, although someone further up in chat said that that they expect that there will be, that I might get capped at level 21. I'm level 18 right now. I'm going to take Duelist 2 next, but I'll tell you how I built. I took Arrow Shield first thing, and I stack Parry for defense, and I eschew Dodge, I skip it. I revolve all my defenses around Parry. I wear Light Armor to stack Armor Deflection. It's actually getting crazy. Especially when, well, anyway, we'll get into that. I took Arrow Shield first, then Mark Enemy, and then I started going into defense. Mark Enemy, and I think I took to arms pretty early too, and then we put a lot of points into defense, a little bit into power. We're using Blitz as our stance for the cooldown reduction. We kind of planned to go deeper into power. Took Consecrated Force for the stun. A lot of our build revolves around stuns and knockdowns and prones. We have knockdown, we have shield assault. A point and blade wall lets us scale even better against stunned and prone enemies. I'd take this if I could, but we're trying to go into riposte for the time being because riposte seems incredible with our high parry and our deflection build. So that's kind of how the talents break down. I do have a write-up on the About Me page of the first 2 days of the build. I didn't do another one for day 3, but that's sort of where we're at. Mursum asks again, do they have less enemies programmed for smaller groups? No, there are exactly as many enemies for a solo playthrough as there are for a group playthrough. We're also playing on the highest difficulty, which is Path of the Damned. Enemies receive a bonus to most stats, have the most efficient AI, will frequently use abilities. Party members take wounds during combat and when being knocked out. The difficulty level can only be chosen when starting a new game. Yeah. Yep. So we're just going to keep in here. I kind of feel like I want a Warrior's Respite right away. But I think I'm just going to hold off and we'll see what we can do normally here. Something else I didn't mention, Edja, is that in addition to focusing on defense and parry and one-handed and athletics, I did splash Control Life. It's the only magic school that I have. Just because self-healing is really, really strong. Look, I took another wound there. I think I am going to pop Warrior's Respite. I'm also going to put it back on average speed here. Alright, which one of these guys are bleeding right now? None of them?
Right. Take that. Will do.
Wow, I'm taking a lot of damage. Even when they graze, they're really starting to chunk me now.
I got it.
Maybe trying to do these two at once was a bit overzealous. Let's see if we can't reset one.
I got it. Will do. Take that. Take that.
Low health. Yeah. I don't want to die prematurely here. I don't think I saved in a while. Question says, have you already dealt with the Blade Grave? Pardon me, Qui-Gon Jinn says, question, have you already dealt with the Blade Grave? No. I went directly to Lethian's Crossing after I talked to Bled and Mark for the second time, and I asked him about that, and that's where he sent me. They just says, thank you for your detailed explanation. Yeah, man, no problem. If you have any other questions as we go around against game mechanics, I'd be happy to answer them to the best of my ability.
Will do.
The second wound like really hurt me. So are all these dodges. If he chunks me again, I'm gonna be disappointed. Alright, good.
I got it. I got it. Right. On it. I got it. Right.
You know what? This slice, like I know it says one-hand weapons, and they don't seem to have, like it should only work with a slashing weapon, right? I'm main-handing that new hammer now. It shouldn't let me slice with a hammer. That doesn't make any sense. Quite Gunch says, Kate, for your information, the writing is a bit cumbersome. Do what you want here, but you shouldn't enter the old walls here till after you finish all the blade grave stuff. I learned that the hard way. Alright, fair point. Thank you for that warning. I'll back up. And, I mean, I can't leave right now. I already tried.
My wounds are slowing me down. I need rest.
Nah, listen to that guy. Alright, you want to have a lie down, have a lie down. It appears that I can't leave this area until I've cleared it out and done whatever quest there is. Merchants are a common sight in Lethian's Crossing.
Will do. Moving cautiously. Can't do that. To battle!
Gonna throw my slice on early.
On it. I got it.
Quite Gunjin says, there are still lots to do here, and also lots of merchants. Talk to people, have fun, etc. Well, I think we're having fun. Just don't enter the walls. Anonymous says, well, there are sharp edges on that hammer. Yeah, that's true. I can't zoom in anymore, but there's some spiky things. Maybe I'm poking it with the spikes. Oops, I meant to thrust and I cut myself off there.
Can't do that. Sorry, can't.
Oh, we died. What does this do? Use the winch or lower the bridge. Let's use my muscles.
Can't do that.
Alright, a bow, some beast pollen. Harkened bronze. Oh, neat. Okay, I can't loot that one, but we can loot this rock thing, can't we? A frozen shackle. An accessory. Frozen burst. When critically hit, do damage to everything around me. Frozen shackles are an impediment made for short-term prisoners. The cold air and volatile magic in their forging are intended as deterrents for notably cruel guards. Is that better than Emerald Pin, I wonder? Am I getting to the point where Emerald Pin is falling off in effectiveness? How frequently am I crit? Not very frequently. I think I'm going to stick with the Emerald Pin for now. Quite Ganjin says, I am a martial artist and have a few bladed weapons. The only time I ever cut myself in real life was with a butter knife. You never know what can slice. Paper cuts are the deadliest. Cardboard cuts are worse. Paper cuts killed so many people. Yeah, let's all have a moment of silence for the people killed by paper cuts. Let's talk to Harkened Bronze here. Wait, can I even talk to him? Can I talk to any of these guys? No, I guess I have to finish fighting everyone first. I am just going to quick save here. And then let's continue across the river.
Can't do that.
Looks like there's a lot of stuff on this upper tier that I can loot, but nothing that I can loot downstairs so far. Some more enemies, hey? All right.
Cautiously.
King Dropper Saratha. I don't want to overthink this too much. I'm just going to start with Vital Body, run backwards.
Heads up. We have come. Can't do that.
So these guys paused. Are they going to stay paused up there? Are they running across? Looks like they're resetting. Come on, I want these guys to reset too. Give them to me one at a time. Here we are.
I got it. On it.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Trouble is afoot.
Yeah.
Right. Take that.
Did he wound me? Rave the marrow. Hits with additional effect. He did wound me. I got some camping supplies left.
Will do. Can't do that. On it. Right.
Alright, so one down.
To battle.
Oh, terrified. What the hell?
On it.
Wait, can I choke them here? Alright, I guess I know where I want to fight.
On it. Right. Will do.
Animus says, does any of you get an attack of opportunity when the others kicked away? No, I don't appear to. When I get kicked back by whatever it is that they're doing that's pushing me back, I don't seem to get any disengagement attacks on me, and I don't seem to get any disengagement attacks on them. Dr. Lombard says, so overall there is 4 Path to Power, Scarlet Chorus, Disfavored, Alliance of Tears, and Anarchy, right? Or I missed something? No, I think that's right. That's what the achievements seem to suggest. Right now I'm just killing everything. Quite Gungeon says, they lined up for you just like bad guys in a kung fu flick. Yeah, man. They really shouldn't wait their turn. I mean, this doesn't look that deep. They could probably wade across and flank me.
On it. Will do. I got it.
I got wounded again there. After this fight, we're going to have to rest.
Got it.
That was a nice big crit that I got there. 104 crushing. Yeah.
Right.
Wow, using this weapon over my sword is tremendously better.
Right. Got it.
Well, he stunned me.
Will do.
I'm gonna Warrior's Respite. See, I keep seeing myself at 180. I think that's actually max right now. It's because I have 2 wounds. Maybe it shouldn't. Let's see. What's 20% of 270? 27 times 2, right? Don't do it for me. I can figure it out. 54. Yeah, I should still have some health I can heal. Oh, maybe not. 216 appears to be my max right now. I'm still going to go ahead and cast Vital Body again.
Right.
Oh no, let's drain strength.
Right.
Terrified by Daunt the Weak. Which one of these is the last guy in line?
Will do. Will do.
Oh, let's back up. I don't want to do both at once. Stay off of me. Get out of here.
Sorry. Right. I've got it.
Anonymous says, I'm just surprised I don't have backup ranged weapons. Yeah, no kidding. And then you did the math for me. It's alright. You didn't spoil anything. I didn't look. Sorry, goddamn math reflex. I gotta make sure I practice my math, you know?
I've got it.
Use the calculator too frequently. Oh, I'm getting the sneezies.
I got it.
I'm muting my mic when I sneeze, but I've been sneezing a lot today.
Will do.
I think I'm definitely coming down with something. Should I have 2 wounds. No, let's fight Ring, Dropper,
Right.
Saratha.
Heads up, we have company.
Let's give him a fight.
Right. I got it.
Oh wow, he wounded me. Just from that.
Will do. Take that.
Why am I healing so much? I wish heal showed up in the combat log. Like, did you see how it went like 772? That seemed weird.
That.
Oh, what's my new max? 189?
Right. Take that. Will do.
Kill the Bronze Brotherhood garrison. Visit the forge. Wait a second. I killed this guy, but wasn't there still some people behind him? Oh no. Did I miss out on some combat? Let's hope that she drops a lot of rings just as advertised. Yeah, I hope so. Does heal scaling take wounds into account? Yes, it does. So when I'm wounded, my heals scale poorly. My heals don't scale as well as they did. As the last of the enemy soldier dies, I could have sworn there was 2 or 3 more. Life returns to normal in Lethian's Crossing.
My wounds are slowing me down. I need rest.
It looks like we're gonna have a little role-playing moment here. Oh no, it looks like we just changed a bunch of shit. Bronze Brotherhood Warhammer. Two-handed masterwork. Well, no rings. Let's rest. And talk to some people. Merchant Priscilla. Good day to you. Might I interest you in all manner of provisions? Who knows what you'll run into outside Lethian's Crossing? Show me what you have for sale. She motions you over. I'm sure we can find something you need. Ooh, cool. 160 point stasis shield for 15 seconds. Hey, Smokey535, thanks for following. I'm glad you're enjoying it. The 4% health is nice, but this is only 15 seconds. Oh, wait a second. Target self. Removes the hostile effect of damage and boosts the imbiber's natural healing rate, but also causes a brief period of immobility. While capable of alleviating any number of unpleasant battlefield maladies, reactions to the potion's toxicity has its downsides. The imbiber experiences a period of nausea, and they must stay rooted to the ground in order to fight past it. Toxicity is widely attributed to the challenges of distributing aid across an active military while maintaining quality ingredients. This consumable's effect increases in power as its user gains in power. Alright, Potion of Revival we know is junk. Greater Healing Potion, we'll buy that. Yeah, buy all of them. Potion of Heroes, what's this? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. White Gon Jin says, so one of our companions swears a lot, but for the first time ever she crit someone, blew them up, and yelled, "That's how it's done!" So awesome. I'm gonna buy this healing potion too, and all these lessers, can never have enough. The Sigil of Frost and the Sigil of Lightning, core sigils. I'll learn them just for the lore boost, but I'm not gonna plan on using them. Whetstone and camping supplies, yeah, that's good. I'm gonna sell her. Sell her that, sell her this, sell her that, sell her this. Yep. Sell her those, sell her these. I don't think I'm gonna use the Frozen Shackle. Sell her that. Sell her the raw meat. Okay. So let's just make sure that everything that can be used is being used. We'll hold off on that one for a second. So, our lore skill is 69. I might have to go back to my spire. I'm still going to talk to all these guys. Let's talk to Merchant Tychus. Welcome, welcome. This merchant motions you over. What can I get for you today? Be sure to stock up before you leave. There's plenty of wilds between here and the bastard city. Show me what you have for sale. Alright, so here are some daggers. The javelin has accuracy on melee. I don't plan on using it on ranged. In fact, just having it equipped may screw me up because I don't ever want to gain thrown weapon skill. Hold on, let's switch my weapons to that for a second. How does it compare to my sword? A little bit less damage, a little bit more recovery, but more accuracy and armor pen. I should consider that. I'm considering it. Yeah, I think that's worth. Oh, wait. Ugh, I'm ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. That may not have been a good choice. The whole reason I was using Bronze Sword isn't because of the damage that it did, or the accuracy that it did, or anything like that. It was the slashing piercing. That's why I wanted to use Sword in my main hand and Mace in my... or Sword in my main set, and Mace in my offset. Oh look, here's Lantry. Maybe I can kill him. Can I kill him? Ah, Fatebinder, just my luck, our paths cross one more. Looking sunburnt and better fed since you last saw him in Vendrian's Well, Sage Lantry smiles at your presence. So what in Carlos' name happened? I felt the mystic quiet when the Edict of Execution broke, and I saw the light show of the spire. The chronicle has a glaring hole in it. Care to fill me in? I can explain it. I'm guessing you can't take a hint. If I wanted to be documented, I've invited you along. Lost loyalty, gained fear. Alright, see you later, Lantry. Greetings and salutations. The jolly merchant greets you with a smile and a clap on the shoulder. And welcome to Lethian's Crossing, home of the best merchant in the entirety of the tiers. He pauses and winks. That would be me. Anonymous says, I see you don't have the bandolier talent. Have you considered it? I have. In fact, I think it's pretty strong. I'm worried for the moment that I'm going to get capped at level 21. And there are so many other talents that I think I might want to get instead of bandolier, if you know what I mean. I know it basically increases the effectiveness of all of our combat consumables by 50% as we stack 2 more of them, bring more healing potions, use more poisons. But I really want to get some higher ranks of duelist. I want to get more ranks of blade wall. And I hopefully want to unlock some stuns in the power tree and maybe even the massive blows critical damage boosts. And if I really truly only have 3 more talents, I don't think Bandolier is going to be one of them. Hackyard Bronze at your service. What can I do for you? Show me what you got. So a spear, grounding garbs, that's no good. Light leather gauntlets. Yeah, that the only reason to buy those is just that they look differently. A 2-handed. Oh, this one's slash, mine's pierce. This one's even higher accuracy than the one I've got. Let's not get greedy though. Wise, plus 10 will defense. Show me something that has plus 10 magic defense, please. Spell reflection. Reflect 20% of incoming hostile spells back to their casters. That's interesting. Of rogues, plus 10 to subterfuge. I haven't met in a very long time a subterfuge check I haven't been able to pass, and I still have Fifth Eye's Mask in my back pocket. So let's see. Sigil of Fire. Let's take that. This one I know. Sigil of Illusion. And Sigil of Bleeding. Don't have enough lore. Yes, I do. Let's trade for that. This scroll contains a magical accent which adds a bleeding affliction to a spell. This scroll contains a magical core which is used in spells that manipulate a target's perception of reality. This scroll contains a magical core which is used in spells that create magical flames. I'm going to take a second to theorycraft for a moment. If I do get locked at level 21, I'm going full magic. And that's what I'm going to do afterwards. And I'll run like the buff build that I was unsuccessful with the first time that I played the game. And we'll do things like Spectral Blur. Ooh, I can add a 100-point stasis shield to it. That's pretty good. Increase the duration to 63 seconds. I can lower the cooldown. Well, the cooldown on Blur doesn't really matter, does it? It never matters because the cooldown's always smaller than the effect. The range doesn't matter. The crit does. 42% graze. Like, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good spell, right? What else do you get? Channeled Strength Cone. Expression used to create spells that alter the target's armor. Mirror Image. Plus 100 parry until damage for 45 seconds. That's interesting. Each time the damage is struck, this is reduced. I can add a stasis shield. I can add critical hit. Can I do both? No, I can only pick one or the other. Quite Ganjin says, you should consider the illusion buff. It's intense and perfect for your build. Yeah, man. It doesn't seem to add anything. It doesn't seem to add... It says graze deflection and hit deflection. So it doesn't have crit deflection, but still turning hits to grazes and grazes to misses is still pretty strong. And if I go back to my Spire and rest, I can learn this spell. Anonymous says, let's add bleeding on your heels and pretend we're playing the darkest dungeon. Can you even do that? Here's my heal. Armor pen, interrupt, area of effect, duration. I'm not sure what the bleed fell under. I don't think it lets me add bleeds to my heals. Let's say that it was oh, cool. I can add some kind of fire to my weapon. Ignite brand, 20% fire damage on hit for 45 seconds. Can I add a bleed to that? No. A cone, flash fire. Here's my sigil of bleeding. I can add bleeding to this. Zedenia can be found in the Forge-bound foundry, known simply as the Forge. It's located east of the river on the first tier of the Moonrise District, just above the ground floor. Alright, I'm going to keep talking to people here. Actually, there's nothing more I can loot up there. Let's go this way. We got a little door we can check out. Some settlers. What are they looking at? Can't say I care for the bloodshed, but I'm relieved that the garrison is gone.
Can't do that.
I wonder... Oh, we're getting pretty close to Indomitable. Merchant Helena we can talk to.
So hard.
Show me what you have for sale. Heavy leather armor. Heavy leather boots. Let's put my regular hat on for a second so I can compare properly. Light leather helm is the same. Well, that's disappointing.
Got it.
Broken hilt. Bring this item to a blacksmith at a Spire Forge upgrade to investigate it further.
Got it. Sorry, can't.
Something to consider for my Triple Crown playthrough, which I think will follow this build but a little bit differently, is that, where am I? Stance Blitz. I haven't tested whether or not Stance Blitz and Rot Spear stacks. If it does, I don't think Stance Blitz is worth it. Probably to have been better to go on Stance Guard. Due to the frequency of raids, all the bridges and ramps in Lethian's Crossing can be raised to provide safety places for people's homes. Quite Gone Jin says, what's Triple Crown mean? Triple Crown is what they call it when you do Path of the Damned, in Expert Mode, and Trial of Iron, all at the same time. And a Triple Crown solo, as you might understand, is doing it just like this. Just like I'm playing now. But can't reload when you die. You're just dead. And also in combat, we can't like slow down and analyze quite as much as we have been, because there's this other thing called what? Where is it? Yeah. The combat tooltips, like everything here when you have expert mode on, is disabled. So you can't see when the Scourge is casting Dervish. You just kind of have to pay really close attention to the animation. Biotis. Welcome, friend. The merchant cries out to you, his belt jingling with rings. He waves his arms about in a dramatic presentation of his wares. What brings you to my humble trading post? Have a certain something in mind or just browsing? Let's have a look. Sigil of volcanic weapon, we can learn that. The reason I'm learning all these spells, even though I don't have any plans to necessarily use these schools of magic, is that here I am, 11 of 354, right? And if I learn this, I'm now 31 of 354. And that's pretty neat. I mean, for example, now I can put on my stolen hat, go back to spells, and this can now be turned into that. Ta-da! And this one can be turned into that one. Forge-bound apprentice, got nothing to say. Got some grain in there. Sorry, Fatebinder. Bane have been spotted in growing numbers. They've asked us to seal the old walls. Alright.
Got it.
Well, I've been helpfully warned against that. Looting all the things here. Iron boots. I come across so much heavy armor, and so infrequently do I come across light armor. I mean, I guess there's not that many, there's only 4 slots, but I'm still using this superior quality helmet while I've got everything else exquisite. And there have actually been masterwork items that we've vendored. Mersum says, or pardon me, he asks, or she asks, forgive me, does playing solo mean you effectively get the experience of 4 people, advancing much faster? The reason that you level faster in solo isn't that you get more rewards from quests, it's that combat tends to last longer, and combat's pretty much the #1 way to gain experience in this game.
Can't do that.
In fact, I really think that if you are patient enough, you could hit level 15 in Act 1. If you just stayed in combat over and over and over and over again. Onimus says, you don't have many pre-buffs. How long does that fire weapon last? Although I think I would go illusion before I would go fire. The fire weapon spell lasted 45 seconds with a 1 or an 80-second cooldown, which I could shorten to a minute. And in fact, if we had the boost in duration too, it would cooldown would be a minute, it would last a minute. In fact, I kind of like just throwing everything on here. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's 165 lore. I don't know what's in all these houses. And I'm not really inclined to check right now. Getting ready to shut her down here in a minute or two. I just want to do our walk around. Oh, did I miss looting something? Oh, here it is. The Moonrise District. Alright, we looted the last of the free junk in Lethian's Crossing.
Interesting.
What the heck is this? I don't know. The Sunrise District. Let's check my quest log here. I do want to finish this before I log off. It can be found in the Forge-bound Foundry, simply known as the Forge. It's located east of the river on the first tier of the Moonrise District, just above the ground floor. So it's somewhere back over here. I think this is it. Yeah.
Armor can never reduce damage below 1. Yep, there she is. Let's steal this. Oh, she wants to talk before I can rob her store. Isn't it funny in RPGs? Sometimes you just steal everything and people don't even mention it. Notice that there's, in some games, like you get penalties for taking things out of people's houses. Not in Tyranny. Everything belongs to you. You're the best. Zidania turns and approaches you, her lithe body moving fluidly as she walks. She stops before you, her stance solid and sure, but you see she is standing lightly on her feet, ready to move if necessary. She never takes her eyes off you, but you know she is acutely aware of her surroundings. Fatebinder, may the fires of your forge never cool. She salutes you. I had hoped our paths would cross. She's from a faction called the Forgebound. What can this servant of the flame do for you? What have you brought to protect Lethian's Crossing? I've named it the Mage Bane Helm. I forged it specifically to protect her Forgebound from the Bane in the old walls. With the helm in place, its magic will keep them held inside. Why did you create a helm? The Forgebound are crafters of weapons and armor, Fatebinder, not statues and baubles. I make what I know. It is also portable and can be moved easily or used in battle should its protection be needed elsewhere in the future. For the time being, though, it will remain here protecting the Forgebound. We have a job to do and cannot do it properly if we are constantly assaulted by outside forces. Give me the helmet. Are you insane? I made that helmet to protect Lethian's Crossing. I've already placed it above the entrance to old walls to prevent the Bane from escaping, and it will not be moved for anyone, not even a Fatebinder. Qui-Gon Jinn says, "Oh nice, your game didn't bug like mine. Never mind, you can do this zone completely if you want. Enjoy." Okay man, then maybe I will. Anonymous says, "The lore talks and talks about how amazing iron armor is, but then iron armor sucks in the game." Yeah, no kidding, right? Give me that good leather. I love that deflection. Let's just straight up threaten her. Zidania takes a cautious step backwards, examining you closely as she does so. You make a compelling argument, Fatebinder. I'd be hard-pressed to argue against my work being crowned upon someone as capable as you. She lets out a tired sigh. But as long as the threat of the Bane within the old walls remains, I'm afraid the safety of the forge is paramount. She glances to her company and leans closer. If someone managed to do such a task, then I'd happily see the helmet put to better use, as long as credit is given to the smith who armed you, of course. She gives a quick nod to the other Forgebound before leaving the forge before leaving the Fagra. Before leaving the Fagra behind you. Gotta make sure you read it exactly as is written. I'm not quite sure what a Fagra is, but maybe it'll be revealed to us in the future. The sunburnt man dips his head in greeting. An outsider never arrives alone. At least, that's what my mother always said. Seems that she knew what she was talking about. He nods thoughtfully with his own words. I'm Eldian. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing. What? I am here alone. You must be the one there's everyone talking about. Tunan's Fatebinder, right? Eldian looks over you and shrugs. Hearing stories about your exploits in Vendrian's Well, I expected you to be 12 feet tall and shoot fire from your mouth. Can't always tell the contents of a pie from its crust, can you? Not really a fan of the way you use your weapons to say hello, but this isn't the first time blood was shed over Lethian's Crossing, and it certainly won't be the last, and I won't pretend I've missed the brotherhood. But enough of my prattling. You didn't come here for a history lesson or to get my opinion of your grandeur. He waves his hand dismissively at his previous comments. What can this old fool do for you? Answer me some questions. If you have questions about our settlement, I'm the one to ask. I have the dubious distinction of being the oldest living resident of Lethian's Crossing, so I've been here for a lot of its history. Eldian smiles. Eyes, lips, hair, and hearing might be failing, but my mind still remembers everything that happened here. What would you like to know about? I'll do my best not to go on too long about it. I know I have a problem keeping my conversations short. No, you know what? I'm finding that I'm actually pretty exhausted, and I need to take a break. I have a WoW raid later tonight, and I gotta make sure that I'm rested up so I can focus on that. So I'm gonna dip for now. Oh, maybe I should have talked to that guy instead of what I did. Well, at least I always had the auto that I zoned into this room. I'm just gonna save here and end the stream. I hope that everyone enjoyed it. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, start around the same time, maybe an hour or two later. And I usually stream for about 4 or 5 hours, so come on back tomorrow if you want to see more of Tyranny. Thanks for stopping by.